Okay, well, hello and welcome, everybody. Good morning. It is Saturday, July something. It is July 6th. Hope everybody's enjoying the 4th of July holiday weekend. My name is Paul Taira, and I'm going to be your host here this morning for the next hour. We are going to talk about everything business related regarding ASEA. I'm going to actually, because of our new 3-minute peak system, be able to point you in the right direction and give you some pointers and how to leverage that and the education there. And then I'm going to go into some little bit deeper dive into the compensation plan to make sure you're solid with how income is generated here. This is not a product training call. So if you're expecting me to talk about mitochondria and redox signaling molecules, the wrong call. However, after the call is wrapped up, I will open up for questions, and I'd be more than happy to field any of those questions at that time. If you do have a question at all during the training, I highly encourage you to jump on in. If you're just only dialing in via voice, do a *6, and that will unmute your phone line. If you are on the webinar, I'd request that you just click on the hand raise button, and it's on the software, a little picture of a hand, and I'll be able to see your hand raised. And at my next little break there, I will be able to call on you. Now, I request that you do not use the chat feature of the software because that is distracting, and I got to stop and read the question, and it kind of takes away from the train of thought. So, again, unless the presentation is not advancing or my conference call line drops, please don't use the chat feature if possible. Okay. My contact information is on screen there. So afterwards, if anything's not clear, you have a question, please feel free to hit me up. I'm generally pretty good about getting back to people within one business day, and depending upon, I mean, most of the time it's within a few hours, but at least within one business day, I'm more than happy to clarify anything you had questions on. And let me jump right into it here. Okay. First off, to get your business going, we want to direct you to a system that we have produced. It's called the 3minutepeak.com platform. Again, 3minutepeak.com. This platform, there's probably close to $100,000 worth of development fees that went into this, and we partnered up with this incredible vendor. They actually didn't charge us money up front to develop this platform because their attitude was, hey, if this is going to work, it's got to work based on people generating results, and we'll get paid, after we've done that. So they get paid on the monthly services. By the way, your first month is free. So again, there's really no financial risk for you to use this. And even when you do end up paying for it, it's the cost of a couple cups of coffee a month. Okay, so again, it's either going to work or it's not. But what we've been seeing is that the people that are using it, people that are working it, have been able to generate some tremendous results. Okay, so how you sign up for it is you go to 3minutepeak.com and you click there on Get Your Site, and you'll be able to fill out the information. And again, this is going to provide you with all the basic training modules and a recruiting and prospecting management platform that will allow you to expose your prospects to ASEA, allow you to track them in the whole process, and then follow up and manage all that. It's extremely powerful, and I don't know how people do business without this. I mean, it's crazy trying to track people on paper, and even in like various organizer software programs, a lot of times those things get lost, and you make one wrong click or one wrong entry, and that person kind of goes away into cyberspace. And this platform allows you to keep everything centralized. You can even request a mentor, someone you want to work with upline, and they can assist you as you're building your group. So again, want to encourage you to take advantage of it. Again, the first month's free. It's only $9.95 a month. Right now, there's a promotion going on. It will go to $14.95 per month after the promotion, but even then, oops, I moved my phone. Sorry about that. Even then, when it goes to $14.95 a month, if you get 6 months, you get a couple months free, and if you get a year, you get more free. So again, it works out just to be the cost of a few cups of coffee a month, and I think you'll realize how insanely inexpensive that is. Okay. Let's talk about the process overview. Okay, what you're going to do. The first thing you're going to do is identify your prospect. This is really key, guys. And I'm going to tell you something that's probably different than what you're doing right now. Most people are out there engaging people trying to tell them how smart they are because they're aware of this redox signaling technology and that they're selling, okay, which these are really sort of not good things to hit someone up with at first, because they're going to feel like you're trying to sell them something, right? And who likes to be sold stuff, right? Typically, you tune someone out. If you get a sense, oh, this guy's trying to sell me something, you typically try to tune that out. And so what the key thing is first of all, be a good human being, okay? And just start having conversations with people. Remove the agenda first. Get a feeling. You may find someone's not a prospect for you. I know that pretty much ASEA helps everybody and everyone needs income, but you may find, hey, this person's totally happy with what they're doing. They make enough money doing what they're doing, and hey, great, good for them, right? They may be a connector and connect you to someone else in the future, okay? But if you turn them off completely because you're trying to ram down a product or ram down an opportunity down their throat, they're not going to want to turn you on to anybody, right? So just connect to them first. Be a good human being, and in the process of a conversation that you have, these are the questions that you should get answered. Don't be a robot and ask them, hey, do you like what you do for a living? Okay, don't sound like you're interviewing them. Okay, but you'll probably, these questions should probably come up naturally, right? For example, if I called up my friend Bill, I'd say, hey, Bill, how's it going? Wait, what are you up to nowadays? And Bill tells me. I go, wow. I go, so do you dig doing that? Is that fun? Is that cool? You like it? Pretty passionate about it? What do you think the answer is most of the time? No. I hate what I do. Oh, or, well, it puts food on the table, right? I've heard that a lot. Okay. So then whatever they say, if they like what they do or not, I go, wow, I say something to this effect. You may want to write this down. I'll say something like, wow, well, you must make a ton of money doing that. And that's a good litmus test to give you a feel of what their status is financially, right? They're either going to come back and go, are you kidding me, man? I got to work overtime. I work on Saturdays. I can barely pay my bills, or yeah, right. Like I make enough money. Yeah, sure. That's what I get the majority of the time, right? Every once in a while, some people will say like, yeah, I do all right. Okay. They're probably doing really well. Okay. Another thing after that I get again, it doesn't really matter what the answer is. Just make a note of it. Next thing is, do you have enough free time? Or I'll word it maybe a little different. I go, wow, you must have a lot of time then to do stuff like golf or snowboard, or what do you like to do for fun? Right? And in the conversation probably has come up, like, hey, what do you do for fun? Or you like to do it for fun. So when I get to this question, right, hey, so you must be able to go out and snowboard a lot. Or you must be able to go out and surf a lot. Because really? So you're doing something that doesn't pay you that much money that you don't like to do, and you don't have any time to do things you enjoy? What I'm doing here is just, guys, what we really do, and I think you'll see your success increase dramatically, is you're basically holding a mirror up to people. And you're getting them to sort of understand their situation. And this is not a manipulative thing by no means. Okay? This is just getting people to wake up before it's too late. Okay? Wake up before it's too late. And I think I just hope I didn't turn off my thing. Okay. Wake up before they realize, like the majority of people when they get in their latter years, let's say 80, 90 years old, and they get to the end of life, and they interview people and say, what would you have done differently? And they say that the majority of the time they say they would have taken more risk. They would have did something differently instead of just doing what they felt was safe. Because no one ever put the mirror up to their face, right? Because everyone just kind of ignores stuff, and just kind of takes the pain, and they look for other people who are in a similar pain, and they just kind of get sort of comfort hearing other people are not doing well either, and they just stay in that zone. Okay? They never really look and go, wow, my situation's not good. I'm going to be here for the rest of my life, and this is the best it's ever going to be, right? So this is just a subtle way of doing that to help to improve them and their situation. Now, the last question I'd ask them is, well, when are you going to be able to retire? What do you think most people say? I have no idea. That's probably the most common answer. Or I think the second most common is retire? Yeah, right. I'll probably be working until the day I die, till they plant me. And I get that frequently. So you know, no, and when I ask them, they go, oh, you know, I'll probably retire by 50. I'll probably retire around 60, 65. Oh yeah, what date? I do that kind of joke and I'll laugh. I go, yeah, what date? And I'll smile, something like, and they'll go, like, what are you talking about? I go, well, what's the date? Because you don't have any idea of the date. You know, it's kind of interesting that people people I've seen have said they retire by 55, and now it's 60, and then they say, okay, I'll do it by 65, and now it's 70. If you don't have a date, probably not going to happen, right? So again, if they're answering no to any of these questions, okay, we're going to talk about, you know, about the response. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure here, as you're seeing on screen, go through the training. Okay, in the tab, in the train tab, as soon as you get in your 3-minute peak system, it's the first thing you'll be directed to. Go through those 10 modules of training, because it's going to give you more in-depth clarification on this process, on the communication, and making sure that people are in the right frame of mind so that they're, you know, willing to take the actions necessary to make a difference in their life. Okay, if no to any of the questions that we ask them, okay, ask them if they're open to other options of generating income. What do you think the answer is most of the time, right? At that point, they should be, of course, well, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm interested. What do you got, right? And that's when you get their name, their email, and their phone number, and then you go to the second step. Okay, and that is putting them in the 3-minute peak system. Okay, you're going to send them the 3-minute peak video. You're going to monitor their progress in the back office, and then you're going to, most importantly, follow up if you don't hear back from them. Okay, always set that time. And guys, again, this is all going to be in that training in 3-minute peak. I just wanted to really stress this is the meat and potatoes. This is the engine of the platform. And if you just do this step here that's taking me, all of about 5-7 minutes worth to explain, if you just did this over and over again, this is what's going to be 80% responsible of you creating a successful business here. Okay, so again, identify, send out the initial 3-minute peaks, monitor, see if they're watching them, where they're at, if they went to the next video clip for the more further information, and follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. That is the most key. I mean, I'll tell you what, if someone's not watching your video clip, because again, you'll know if they did, it'll be an alert there and everything. But if someone's not watching your video clip or you haven't heard from them, and you call them, it's a very soft phone call. Just say, hey, Jim, hey, I just want to make sure you got that email I sent you. You know, I noticed you hadn't watched it yet. Did it get hung up in your spam folder? The majority of the time, they'll say, well, I'm glad you mentioned it. I haven't even gotten it. Maybe it's in my spam. Or they'll say, you know what, I haven't checked email in the last couple of days. Man, thanks for reminding me. People, I think, are afraid that they're going to say, oh, why are you bothering me? Are you trying to sell me something? They're not going to say that. All you're asking them is if you got something, you said you were going to email them, right? So realize that, and don't be afraid to just follow up. People will appreciate that more than have any kind of negative response to it, okay? So just follow up. If there is any negative response, all I said is, hey, you know, I just told you I was going to do something. I just want to make sure that you didn't think I was dropping the ball, right? So that's why I'm giving you a call. It's a professional courtesy call. No problem. And they'll back down. They'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, no, I'm just having a bad day. Okay? So again, follow up. Make sure they have it. And then, of course, get to the point where you're collecting a decision. So after they get exposure to all the information and everything, you know, they're either going to be thanks but no thanks, or I'm interested, but here's some additional questions I have, or, you know, I just want to try the product first, or, Yeah, you know what? I know a lot of people who could benefit from this. I want to be an associate, and start generating some extra income. What does that take? Okay, they're either going to be one of those four, whatever it is. Follow the process that you're going to learn, that you go through learning about in the 3-minute peak training process. Okay, so here's what the training tab looks like, right? Click on train. You're going to go through all 10 of these components. If you just went through all of them, which I recommend, that way everything's fresh in your mind. Now you're going to watch the little why video, or what rather video clip, and then on the right here there's a how to do it, and then there should be a workbook or worksheets for a workbook that will let you track the progress and refer back to it. Okay, that's for every single module. I recommend you just, especially now it's a weekend, just jam through them all. It'll take you just a few hours. Everything will be fresh in your mind, and you can start then populating the recruit tab with your prospects. Okay. Also, just as the training will instruct you, just before you start putting people in your recruit tab, make sure you sign up and start your 2020 club process. Go there, click on Start New 2020 Club, and it will walk you through getting that going, and then you're putting in the recruits. That way all of those people are being tracked with the 2020 Club, and you get that reward if you complete that. Okay, there it is. The recruit tab again is where you start putting in your prospects. Click on that, add new prospect, and then you want to go to the Manage tab and go to Manage Requests. This is where you're going to select a mentor. So go upline, maybe an upline Gold Executive or higher, and then make sure you put in their email address that they use for the 3-minute peak system, and call them and ask them, connect with them first, and then go, hey, I was wondering if you'd be my mentor, and then put their email address here and send, and that way they can check in and see your progress as you're going through the processes. Okay, second step, 2020 Club and Product Usage Guide. There's a live training every Wednesday at 6 o'clock Pacific time. And then there's a recording on the 2020 Club at teamreactive.com. Okay, so you want to be sure to tune in to 2 consecutive weeks on the Wednesday nights, because one of them you'll get the 2020 Club training, and the other one you'll get the Product Usage Guide training on. And there'll also be information on upcoming events, program incentives, convention, things like that. So again, tune into that. Diamond Executive Terry Malmed and Gold Executive Jenny Thomas, they do a fantastic job there at covering these wonderful programs. Okay, speaking of the usage guide, we have a brand new product usage guide. It's available at ASEAstore.com. So I'd encourage you to go there. It's gorgeous. It's 6 panels. And again, a lot of that information they got from contributions from Dr. Foster and Terry there, and a lot of our other Science Advisory Council members on how to properly take ASEA to maximize the results, and of course to increase your customer retention. ASEA Impact is another great resource site for you, covering various things from promotions and rewards programs, leadership profiles, ASEA athletes, our convention, etc., etc. You can learn about all kinds of great stuff there. We have a brand new promotion called ASEA of Opportunity. A little bit of play of words there. So if you go click on rewards on ASEAimpact.com and click on ASEA of Opportunity, you can see that ASEA is going to be giving out over $100,000 over the next 3 months. Well, it included June. So June, July, August, you can run and get your piece of that. Now, they just finished out the month of June, and the month of June, I think the top enrollers had about 15 personal enrollers, and that equated to an extra $1,500 for each one of them. And all the way down through the rest of the top 20, getting anywhere from, I think the lowest was around $500, but basically somewhere between, let's say, $500 and $1,500 extra dollars just for doing the same stuff you're already doing. Again, you want to take advantage of this promotion. Also, if you sign up at least 3 people, you're going to start getting prizes mailed out to you. The 3rd person you enroll, you're going to get a T-shirt. The 10th person, you're going to get a Storm Tech jacket. Get up to 30, you'll get an iPad. And if you get 40 enrollments over the next, and this is cumulative over the total of the 3 months, 40 people will get you a round-trip airfare ticket and hotel accommodations at the at the convention, up to $1,200 worth. Okay, so reimbursement. Again, all these great prizes you can look at there. It's at ASEAimpact.com in the rewards section. And speaking of the convention, the Discover International Convention 2013 is September 12th through 14th in beautiful San Diego. It's at the convention center down there, and where we're staying is at the Marriott Marquis, which is connected to it. And it's a gorgeous spot. The backyard there is the famous gas lamp district of San Diego. Lots of great restaurants, etc. There's also going to be a great dinner cruise and I Am ASEA Gala. So just lots of fun events. And again, you're going to find that not only the new exciting information that they're going to release at the convention is powerful, but meeting a lot of these other people and getting some offline time with some of the leadership, I think you'll see is even more impactful. So it's something you got to be there at. You can't just go watch the highlights later. Physically being there, could mean the difference of creating massive success or just kind of, doing okay. Okay, so definitely be there. IamASEA.com. We've got a lot of profiles of various successful associates here, and they're only like a few minutes each. I'd encourage you to go watch these. And that way, when you run into someone that may remind you of one of these people, you can just play them a video clip, right? You got to realize no one comes from the network marketing, like has a degree rather in network marketing. Now, I understand that there are colleges today that have educational and degree programs in network marketing, but most of us, we don't. We come from all different walks of life. And, sometimes people, when they see this business model, they're a little overwhelmed and say, well, I couldn't do that. I'm just a carpenter, Paul, or I couldn't do that. I just work in food services industry or blah, blah, blah. It's like, hey, go here, find someone who did that. Okay, chances are you'll find someone who's done that. And boom, see that, hey, these guys can create success, so can you. It's very powerful. Once again, this is social proof, showing people that other people have created success with this from all different walks of life, and there's no reason why they can't as well. Okay, everyone has to have an app, right, nowadays, and ASEA is no exception. If you have an iPad or an Android device, this doesn't just include your phone, but tablets, etc. You can grab the app called ASEA Access. Okay, so go to your the App Store on Apple products or the Google Play Store if you're an Android user. And you can download this. It's absolutely free of charge, and it will let you download even the videos, like the Quick Draw videos, the Genesis video clip. You can download forms and brochures and things like that. Again, all free of charge. Next is ASEAEvents.com. This is where all of the this is where the place where you register for all the corporate events, including the convention. This is where you would go and meet ASEA type events. We've got a Meet ASEA coming up here, I believe on the 17th, up in Salt Lake City. So when you go here, that'll be posted as well. And and that's where you'll be able to meet Vertus Norton, Dr. Gary Samuelson, right there, and be able to tour our home office and be able to tour our new manufacturing facility as well. If you want to drive out there, it's about a half an hour from the corporate offices in Pleasant Grove, but it's just went online this past week, and I'd highly encourage you to make the effort to go out there. It's set up to be tourable now. Before you couldn't. The former manufacturing facility, they didn't have it all set up, with the clean environment and separation of where you could walk and the glass windows and all that. But this new facility, that's one of the reasons why they wanted to do that, so that it could be tourable. So I encourage you to take advantage of that. Okay, once again, I bring that to your attention because it's there's a Meet ASEA coming up here in just a couple of weeks. All right. One of the most popular questions I get is, Paul, where can I get more of the brochures that came in my kit? Or where can I get another DVD, CD, business cards, banners for an event I want to do, etc.? And even apparel. By the way, they just put up apparel back online on the store for shirts and things like that. So be sure to check that out. That's at ASEAstore.com. Once again, ASEAstore.com. And there is a promotion going on right now for the month of July, I believe. When you go there, you'll see it. Look on the top bar. There's always some kind of promo going on, whether it's 10 or 15% off, or buy two get one on like newspapers or things like that. Be sure to check that. Now, don't get carried away. You could easily spend $1,000 on stuff, but I would encourage you not to do that right in the beginning. Okay, I will share with you a couple things that I find are very powerful as far as leave behind tools. The first one is the DVD. Now, this is the DVD you want to get. It's called Meet ASEA, and that's because it has the other DVDs on it. Matter of fact, they might even have discontinued some of the other DVDs because they put the Genesis video on here. You've got the quick draw videos, the product and opportunity videos, all on this one DVD. Cost you all of a few dollars. Okay, you buy them in blocks of 10. Next is product brochure. Now, there's a lot of product brochures. This is the one that I like to use. It's called The Science of ASEA. Okay, and the title of it says, "Discover what some are calling the single greatest health science breakthrough of the century." It folds out into multiple panels, and it gives some scientific references. It's very professional, looks very credible, and you know, will make people feel very comfortable. This is a real product. You can see the science, some of the references, etc. So again, this is a great credibility establisher, and the brochure that I like to use if I'm having a leave behind. Now, again, there are a lot of other types of things. Here are a couple others if you do want to add a little bit to your collection there. But again, just the DVD and that Science of Healing Revealed brochure, or the Science of ASEA rather brochure, I'd recommend. Now, if you're going to talk to medical professionals like doctors, scientists, wellness practitioners, etc., I would get the last three items here you see in bold: the Doctor's CD, the Science of Healing Revealed book, and the Science of Healing Revealed CD. Okay? Don't try to get into a redox molecule discussion with a doctor or a scientist, because they're not really, they probably aren't holding you in that high of regard or respect, because if you're not a doctor as well. Okay? So let the books, let the CDs do the heavy lifting for you, because that way they hear from other doctors. Okay, and then you just say, hey, I'm just the messenger, and I'm just the representative that can help you with the product. But here's the information, and I'll follow up with you to see. And if they have questions, we can always go upline and plug in to make sure someone can answer their questions if you can. All right. Auto ship, very important. It ensures you have enough product on hand for yourself so that you're a product of the product. It's going to ensure you remain active so that you carry over volume. We'll talk more about what that means when I get to the compensation plan section. And it's part of the duplication model. People are going to do what you do, not what you say, right? How can you expect someone else to be on auto ship if you're not on auto ship? And guess what? This is what generates the residual income over time, when people are properly taking the product, getting the results, okay, and have an order coming in every single month. If you're not on auto ship, you can fix that right now by logging into your back office. Go there, put in your username and password, and then under My Business there at the top, click on Manage Auto Ship. Manage Auto Ship. It'll say to create a new auto ship. That's what your button will say. Go ahead and create your new auto ship of either a case of bottles or a case of pouches. Now, we recommend you do one of each right out of the gate. And remember that this is all tax deductible, and the amount of tax deductions you're going to be receiving, even if you got 2 cases of product a month, would exceed, okay, the average amount of deductions that people get exceed even the cost of 2 cases per month. So we encourage you to do that. That way you've got, first of all, enough product on hand for yourself, but also product to demonstrate. You've got both form factors, and if someone wanted to just buy some product right there on the spot, you could fulfill it. Okay, teamreactive.com, also a resource site for you. Probably the most important thing is to click on Stay Informed in the upper right. It's probably how you learned about this webinar. Now, even more importantly, make sure all your people get the word and that they're signed up and that they get the reminders throughout the week of conference calls, webinars, live events, various things, okay? Click there under Stay Informed, click on subscribe, and we'll keep you connected and help to keep your team connected as well. That way you can focus on building your group and going out and prospecting and finding new leadership. Okay, your testimonial, facts tell, but stories sell. It's probably the strongest part. People are more apt to want to try the product, at least, based on what you've experienced with it versus any kind of scientific explanation you can give, okay? But you have to be sure to indicate this disclaimer that ASEA does not cure, treat, or prevent any specific illness or disease. Okay, we are not an FDA pharmaceutical prescription medication, nor do we want to be, okay? But unfortunately, those are the only things that are allowed to make any kind of medical claims. What you can say is, of course, that ASEA helps your body. It helps to empower your body to help to heal itself. Okay, when your cells are functioning at maximum cellular efficiency and they have maximum communication efficiency, your body is able to do a lot of wonderful things. And if you have a medical challenge or something that you're struggling with right now and it happens to go away, it's because your body did that, right? ASEA just helped to empower it to do so, okay? I know it's a subtle kind of a nuance, but you got to kind of get that understanding of it so you don't get yourself in trouble, okay? And that you're not making any health claims. And also don't make any exaggerated claims as well, because that's just more going to damage your credibility. Don't exaggerate and don't lie, because people will know it, okay? And you'll sound like a used car salesman. I hope I don't offend any used car salesman. You'll sound, let me correct that, a bad used car salesman. Okay. So don't make exaggerated claims. And keep it to under 2 minutes as well, guys, preferably to 90 seconds. And that way, you know, if we have some people that can share their testimonials on a conference call or let's say a live event, we can get a lot of different experiences. I've had people get up there for 15 minutes and, you know, bless their heart. I understand their passion and their appreciation for what ASEA has done for them, but again, it's kind of prevented other people from seeing other people as well, and that, you know, again, that creates more social proof and gets more people to feel comfortable to giving ASEA a try. And then please share your testimonials with us. Now, this is not just product, but also business testimonials. If you're doing well with us in the business end, go to teamreactive.com. If you go to testimonials there at the top, testimonials, and advance that right there at the top. You can read some on the left, maybe get a feel for what some of the way that these things are worded. And then on the right there where it says submit your story here, go ahead and put your story in. Again, we love to hear from you, and it's mainly to help others to benefit. And again, please don't put like the names of medical conditions, specific names of medical conditions. You know, you can kind of tell, you can kind of share how you were feeling before, and you may have had a severe condition and you don't have it anymore, but just don't name the specific conditions. And also put your contact information in case we do have to get back with you if something isn't compliant. All right. We're in the home stretch here, guys. We're going to talk about compensation now. Now, this is a section where most people have to take an extra sip of coffee or something on. Okay, but if you're here to to make money and to generate extra income, I'm going to encourage you to be really sharp during the section. Just like Zig Ziglar said, if you're aiming at nothing, you're likely to hit it. And I cannot tell you how many people who, if they're not making money and they come to me and tell me that, I say, well, explain to me how you make money with this plan. And they get a blank look on their face. And so my, of course, response is, well, if you don't know how to do this and explain to other people, then why are you expecting to create any success? Because you got lucky because you just signed somebody up? Well, that's fine. If you're a door-to-door salesman, you're doing a one-time sale. But if you want to build a residual income stream, you need to teach this stuff. You need to understand it to a level where you can go out and teach it. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. But I have no idea, and it's kind of what's given our industry a bad rap. People say I didn't make money, but every time I ask someone, the majority of the time, they have no clue on how the commission plan worked, and that's with any company I've participated in. The ones that are making the money can tell you where their money's made and how it's being generated, and the ones that can't don't. All right, I'm going to talk about just 3 of these commission mechanisms: fast start, team, and matching commissions. If you understand just these 3, you can get to the very top of the pay plan. okay, because the other ones are going to fall into place along the way. So let's first talk about fast start bonus, okay? I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to use Cindy here as my example associate. Now, let me explain what you're looking at, okay? We're looking at what's called the team structure. We'll talk about how you get paid on the team structure portion, but the reason why I have it on the screen is just to kind of illustrate the difference of personal enrollment versus where you place someone in your team structure, okay? So Cindy, for example, signed up Helen and Dave here. I know Dave and Helen look the same here. I'm sorry about that. But anyways, after Cindy signed up Helen and Dave, she signed up, let's say, Bill, okay, and then Mary. Everyone you see that's in color is somebody that Cindy personally signed up and put in different parts of her group, Joanne, Mark, Jane, for example. And the reason why she's placed them underneath other people, okay, is because Cindy can only have 2 people directly beneath her. Matter of fact, everybody can only have 2 people directly beneath them. We call this type of a structure a binary structure. Binary just means based on 2. Okay? So once someone has 2 beneath them, you'd have to put someone underneath the next person you enrolled underneath someone who didn't yet have their 2. Okay? Et cetera, et cetera. All these people in gray are people that Cindy did not sign up. So maybe Helen signed up this person here. Okay? Maybe this person was signed up by this person up here. So I mean, it's just going to depend on who signed up when, but all we know is that Cindy did not sign up anyone who's gray here. All right, I'm going to use Mary as my first example. So let's say Cindy signs up Mary, and Mary gets started with the $410 4-case package. Okay, Cindy gets a commission of $60. It's a fast start bonus commission. That's the immediate commission. She'll get that deposited into her smart wallet the following Thursday. So if she signed up Mary right now, okay, a week from this Thursday, that $60 will be deposited into her account. Okay. Matter of fact, anybody all the way up till midnight Eastern time on Friday of this week who enrolls, that fast start bonus will all be included in the following Thursday's commission deposit. Now let's say Mary got excited and went and signed up her friend Fred, and Fred said to Mary, "What did you do, Mary?" She goes, "Well, I got the 410 package. It seemed like great value." He goes, "Okay, well, I'll do that too." So in this case, Mary gets the $60. But watch this. Cindy also gets $30. It's paid out in multiple tiers. So it really incentivizes you for not only enrolling people yourself, but helping your people to enroll other people as well, because you're going to be compensated for that as well. As a matter of fact, above Cindy, the first Director 300 got a check for $25. The first qualified Director 700 got a check for $25. And the first qualified bronze executive got a check for $10. So here's the $1 million question. What if Cindy was a bronze executive herself? Okay. Well, if Cindy was a bronze executive herself, she would have collected the Director 300 bonus, the Director 700, and the bronze executive bonus. So instead of making $30, Cindy would have made $90 when Fred here enrolled. Right? So what this does is it incentivizes everyone to get to the next rank. And we'll talk about how to get to Director 300 and Director 700 and bronze in the next and final segment on our rank advancement. Okay, but I just want to give you the heads up that this fast start bonus is paid through multiple tiers. Now, my last illustration here is Jane, way down here. Let's say Cindy personally enrolled Jane and put her way down here underneath Fred. Even though she put her way, she could have put Jane on her 800th level, okay, way down somewhere. But as long as she's the personal enroller, Cindy still gets the fast start commission bonus, and in this case, $120. Okay, let's move on to the team commissions. And once again, guys, I know we've got quite a few folks who have just joined us since we initially started. If you have a question, please click on the little hand raise button on your screen, or do a *6 on your telephone. That will unmute your line. Okay, I don't like to use the typing chat feature of the software, so unless you lose my voice or my slides aren't advancing, please don't use the chat feature because it's kind of distracting. All right, but just as a heads up, I don't want to get to the commission section. I know there's a lot of people who generally have questions, so please just feel free. Don't be shy. Jump on in. If you're thinking of a question, I can almost guarantee someone else. We've got a good audience here today. Somebody else also has that same question. Okay, so here's how the team commissions work. Every week, midnight Eastern time, the system takes a snapshot of your organization. Okay, it's going to look at everybody on the entire side of your organization. In this case, everyone underneath Helen, I'm going to call Team 1. This goes to infinity, all the way to the very bottom. Now, this doesn't just include new enrollments, okay? This also includes any auto ships that processed this week. It includes any product that was purchased, okay, individually. So all of the sales activity for this week to infinity, to the very bottom of the leg, I'm going to say $5,000 occurred. On the other side of Cindy's group, everybody underneath Dave, I'm going to refer to that as Team 2. Okay? And in this particular week, okay, 5,000 worth of product moved on Team 1 and 3,000 moved on Team 2. The easiest way to calculate your weekly team commission check is simply 10% of the lesser side. So in this case, 10% of 3,000 would be $300. That's how much Cindy earned this week just on team commissions alone. Okay? So you can see this isn't going to happen overnight. This is going to take a while to build. And that's why we have the Fast Start program. Most of your commissions will be derived from the Fast Start program when you first enroll. Okay? And the team commission part of the check will build over time. But what's great about the team part is this is, generally speaking, your residual portion of the check. Okay, and as auto ships process and everything routinely throughout the month, get this thing growing, get this thing cooking, and this could be extremely significant. We'll talk about how significant here in just a second, but let me explain the second thing that happens. Notice there was a little bit of an imbalance here. There was 5,000 here, 3,000 here. Remember when I talked about being active before? Like if you're on auto ship every month for at least one full case of product, you're automatically active. Well, what that means is that, what active means is that you're going to carry forward the excess. So in this case, there was 2,000 of excess here on Team 1. You're going to carry that forward to the following week. Okay, so next week, Cindy would have 2,000 on Team 1 side, and then this side would be zeroed out on Team 2. So it would encourage her to work with the Team 2 side of her group to try to catch Team 1, right? Okay, so then let's say she does that. Next week, let's say she works really hard with Team 2, and let's say they generate 7,000 of new volume. And let's say Team 2 only generates 2,000 of new volume. That means she'd have 4,000 here, 7,000 here. So next week, she'd get 10% of 4,000 or $400. And she would carry forward the excess 3,000 on Team 2 side to the week after that. Okay? So you see it go back and forth, back and forth. Once her lesser team has $100,000 a week moving through it, that's where this part of the plan will cap out. So you can only earn $10,000 a week or $40,000 a month on the team commission part of the plan. Notice I said only, right? So, and hold on, have no fear before you hang up here. Okay. This is not the most amount of money you can earn with our plan. This is just one part of our commission plan, okay? So don't get scared on me. For those of you who can't get by on $40,000 a month, don't get scared. Okay, the next section I'm going to show you where the unlimited income is and the huge wealth is generated. Okay, once again, I'm looking at my screen. Are there any questions? Click on the little hand raise icon if there's anything unclear here about team commissions. Okay, and it's okay if you're still digesting and marinating on this. You can ask at any time. I can always come back to this slide. Okay. All right, so let's move on then to the last commission structure I want to share with you this morning, and that is the matching bonus structure. Now, what I've done is I've shrunk up the team structure here on the left. Remember that everybody who is personally enrolled by Cindy here, Helen, Bill, Joanne, Mark, Dave, Mary, Jane. Remember, all those people are personally enrolled by Cindy, okay? Well, on the matching structure, all of these people are front line to Cindy, right? There's Helen, there's Dave, right? Dave over here, There's Bill. Okay, they're all frontline to Cindy. Remember when Mary personally enrolled Fred? Okay, notice that Fred is on Cindy's second level, right under Mary there, okay, because she's the personal enroller. What if Joanne enrolled this person over here, Betty, down here? Okay, even though Joanne puts Betty underneath Mark, right? She's the personal enroller. Therefore, Betty is frontline to Joanne, who's frontline to Cindy. So again, this is the personal enrollment structure that's being tracked here for matching commissions. Just want to make that clear. All right. So let's zoom in here on the matching structure. Bill, Mary, Joanne, Mark, Jane. Now, I'm going to use a check match calculation of 20% just as an example. Now, this kind of varies. It could be, 12, 13%. It could be as high as 25%, but I'm going to use 20% because it's a nice round number, and you'll be able to kind of do the sample calculations in your head as I'm going over them. These matching checks are paid up to 7 generations of depth. Now, let me explain the concept of check match, okay? Whenever someone gets a team commission check, whatever their team commission portion of their check is, okay, whatever the percentage of check match is, that's what you would add to your own earnings. So, for example, let's say Bill here earned $700 this week on his team commissions. Well, 20% of that is $140 that Cindy adds to her own earnings. Okay? I want to preface, you don't start getting the check matches until you reach the rank of bronze executive or higher. So that's why it's a great position to shoot for. Okay? But again, you got to be at least a bronze executive or higher, and as you get to higher ranks like silver, gold, platinum, diamond, you keep getting more and more generations of depth. At the very top of the plan, the triple diamond level, you get 7 generations of depth, okay, of check match. And quite simply, a generation is all the way down till you hit someone else who has achieved the rank of bronze executive or higher. Okay, that's 1 generation, and that includes that bronze executive or higher's check themselves. Okay, so it could be very significant, as we'll see here in a second. Now, Mary, let's say Mary earned $600 on team commissions this week. 20% of $600 is $120 that Cindy adds to her earnings. Want to also point out, this does not come out of Mary's $600 or out of Bill's $700. It's a match. The company matches that percentage and adds it to your earnings. If Joanne earns $200, of course, 20% of $200 is $40. Cindy's going to add to her earnings. Mark earns $1,700, Cindy adds $340, and if Jane earns $100, Cindy adds $20. Let's say Betty down there, let's say she earns $6,500 this week. Well, 20% of $6,500 is $1,300 that Cindy adds to her earnings just off of Betty's check alone. Okay, hopefully you're getting the idea of that you want to sign up people who are go-getters, people who can act, who are actually going to, have the highest potential to create success and to build a business, right? Because the bigger their business becomes and the more you help them become successful, the more successful you become, okay? Now, just on the check match for these 6 people, Cindy would be adding $1,960 to her check for this week alone. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If this is what you got on just these 6 people, the actual amount would probably be at least $3,000. Why is that? Well, it's because I'm not even factoring in all of the people, okay? There's all the people beneath all these people that we didn't even factor in to the equation, okay? And up to, depending upon what Cindy's rank in, up to 7 generations of depth. That could be hundreds or thousands of levels of depth that Cindy earned a match on every one, or on a lot of those people's checks that were within Payline. Okay? All right. Any questions before I move on and close out here with rank advancement? Okay. Once again, if you understand these 3 commission mechanisms, fast start, team, and matching, get that going through your head. Fast start, team, and matching. I need to learn fast start, team, and matching. That's your upfront money, the immediate money that you make as soon as you enroll someone. That's the the team or the binary commission. That's the first element of starting to build your residual income stream, and then the matching bonus, which is going to send you through the stratosphere as far as income goes and create that unlimited level of earning potential. Okay, just understand these three mechanisms and the rest will fall into place. All right, so achieving rank, getting to the top. Now, let me first off define what volume is. You're going to hear that term everywhere. Basically, it just means the amount of, let's say, money, if you will, that's put into the commission plan. Okay, we just have to translate it. There's a regulatory reasons why we have to convert it to what's called point value. But basically, let me give you an example. When someone signs up with the basic package for one case of product plus the $40 associate kit, it puts 25 worth of volume, commissionable volume, into the compensation plan, in the team commission part of the plan. The 2 case for $280 puts 50, the 410 4 case puts 100, and the 810 8 case puts 200. Now, if you're wondering, Paul, why is it so low? Someone, for example, spends $410 and only 100 gets put into the pay plan. The company keeping that extra $310, what's going on? Now, of course, the answer is no if you were paying attention. Okay? Remember, when someone signs up with the 410 package, that the enroller of that person immediately got a check for $60, right? It's deposited in the next week commission check. The enroller's enroller got a check for $30. The upline director 300 got a check for $25. The upline director 700 got a check for $25, and the upline bronze got a check for $10. All that comes out of this 410. But also remember, this package is $110 savings. It's like buying 3 cases and getting 1 case for free. So that's all part of this. Also remember the $40 associate kit. That includes the forms, brochures, DVD, flip chart, all that stuff, as well as the website hosting for the entire year. That all comes out to pay the vendors for our IT platform. Okay? So at the end of the day, I think it's very generous of the company to put in 100 PV into the team commission plan so that all the upline can benefit from that volume as well. Okay? And subsequently, proportionally, all of the other packages. Okay, they're all in proportion. Now, here's a more accurate conversion of when a product or a case of product is sold, how much the percentage is actually going in the plan. It's very, very healthy. I mean, to give you a comparison, if you were to get involved with one of these, let's say, electricity deals or telecommunication deals, okay, and somebody gets an electric bill or a phone bill for $100, let's say, you're lucky if $15 or $20 of that is commissionable. So someone says, oh, yeah, we make 15% or 20% on our sales and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, yeah, but your company's only putting $15 in out of $100, so you're making 10 to 20% of $15. So what are you making, $1.50 per customer? Here we are, 120 is spent, 100 goes into the plan. 10% of 100 is $10. I make $10 in everyone on the left side of my organization. How many customers am I going to have versus how many customers you're going to have? You're going to have 10 times the amount of customers. And it's so easy to switch from a utility or a service. People switch I remember the days of long distance, and I learned this lesson the hard way. So my first network marketing company was representing telecommunication services. People are switching their service left and right because someone's offering them a better deal or discount. When you base your business decision or your product rather choice selection and your only value proposition is based on price, it's a losing model. Someone's always going to do it for less, and you're always going to be bleeding and hemorrhaging customers, and that's what we see. Okay, so again, I've got a unique product no one else has, and I've got a commission value of 120 with 100 going into the plan. That's what makes this model so strong. Now, as a preferred customer, when someone buys a case for 120, only 50 gets put in the plan, and that's because the company gives a $25 personal commission bonus to the direct enroller of that preferred customer. So let's say you had, and this really works good. If you've got let's say a wellness practitioner, let's say they're happy Okay, I've got, for example, a trainer, a Pilates instructor coming tomorrow for presentation, and who's got a lot of clients, right? She's more than happy to turn her clients on to the product, but doesn't want to get involved in the business side of things. So I go, look, every one of your clients that end up getting on the product and on auto ship, every month you're going to get $25 a month. Can we go out and get you 100 of your customers over the next few months, 3, 4, 5, 6 months? She's like, yeah, they do what I tell them to do. I mean, she's like, basically, I mean, they know what great shape and how well I take care of myself. And so, yeah, if I'm going to tell them to use this product, they'll use it. A good percentage of them. So great. You get 100 times 25. That's $2,500 a month with just 100 customers, and no network marketing organization for you. Now, what if you went around and started going out and enrolling maybe instructors like that? You see all the volume it's generating you? Even though it's only half the volume that's getting in the team plan, that's still lots more potential customers. So again, that's another channel you may want to look at. But if you have those kind of connections, but basically, again, great deal, and you can always upgrade them. You may want to call them and say, hey, do you have any referrals? Because I could set you up to where you can, maybe get your product for free, and you can maybe, with the permission of the instructor or the wellness practitioner, go ahead and show them that sort of upgrade path to help them even add additional income from their customers or their patients' referrals as well. Okay. Anyways, that's a whole other topic. A little bit off a subject. Hopefully that was helpful, because I do get that. I have got that question recently, and like I said, I've got someone coming in tomorrow for that, so it just popped into my head here. Okay, the last thing here is the half case, and this I'm going to really steer you away from. There's only 2 bottles in it, so it's a 2-week supply. It's $65, and it only puts 50 into the plan. So if you and I don't even think they let you auto ship a half case anymore, I don't believe, but they do. Don't do this. You won't have 100 PV. You need 100 PV to qualify. Let me show you the next slide. Okay. In order for you to be qualified to be active, remember, so that you're carrying over that volume in your team structure, you have to have at least 100 PV within the last month. Okay. Up to the rank of Director 700. If you want to get your matching checks, remember I said from the rank of Bronze Executive and higher, you need to have 200 or 2 cases of product ordered each month. Okay, that's 2 cases or 200 PV within the last 30 days. Now, what if you're a Bronze? You only have 100. Okay, you'll still carry forward the volume because you'll just be a Director 700. Okay, but you won't get your matching checks. So that's why we encourage you to get on the 2-case option as soon as possible, so that you don't miss out on that opportunity when you qualify for it. All right, in the home stretch here, let me talk about, I'm only going to go to the rank of Gold Executive and stop. If you can get to Gold, you will know what it takes to be Platinum and a Diamond. Okay, guaranteed by them. Okay, just basically more of the same stuff. You get enough Golds, you'll be a Triple Diamond. All right. Director. Your first goal, if you're just getting started with us, is to be active and personally enroll 1 active associate on your left and 1 on your right. So there you are. Personally enroll 1 left, 1 right, and they're both active, meaning that they've either signed up within the last 30 days or they've placed an order for 1 case within the last 30 days. Congratulations, you are now a director. If you do this, by the way, within your first 14 days, you're going to get an additional $50 director's bonus check from ASEA. Matter of fact, if you help one of your associates get their first 2 people within their first 14 days, they're going to get the $50 check, and so will you. Okay, it's paid through an extra tier. So it really incentivizes you to help not only sign someone up, but help them sign up their first 2 people so that you both keep getting comps. So at least get people off the ground going, and guess what? Tell them to do the same thing now with their people. This is the duplication model. The next rank is Director 300. Now, Director 300 is a director with 300 GV in the pay team, or GV, or what we call group volume. This is based on the entire group. So there you are. As long as you have a total of 300 that move in the lesser part of your organization, okay, right? Remember, the stronger one's the side that's going to be carrying over volume. It can be either left or right, but as long as the side that has the lesser amount of volume has 300 volume in it, congratulations, you're now a Director 300. You will now start receiving the extra Director 300 Fast Start bonus check. Remember, in the case of the 410 package, it's an extra $25 on all the signups in your entire group until you hit the next Director 300. Also, the company is going to send you a pin and a certificate out to recognize your accomplishment. Okay, so again, a great first goal to shoot for is Director 300. And then Director 700, just more of the same. So instead of 300, it's 700 in the pay team. Okay, and you're now Director 700. Now you'll be collecting the Director 3 and the Director 700 bonuses, as well as you're going to get another pin and certificate in recognition for your achievement. The Bronze Executive is a director with 2,000 group volume in the pay team and one Director 300 down 2 separate legs. I will clarify what legs mean here in just a second. Okay, first off, let's go with what we know first. Instead of 300 or 700, it's 2,000 in the pay team. So as you can see, this is much more of a reach to get to as far as team qualification goes. Next, let's talk about what the leg requirement means. So every time you personally enroll someone, right? In other words, you're putting someone front line to you in your matching team structure. Every time you personally enroll someone, all them and all the people beneath them, they would consider to be in that leg, if you will. Okay? So, to be a bronze, you have to have at least one Director 300 down 2 different legs. So let's say you signed up this person right here, and let's say they did not become a Director 300. Okay? Let's say they signed up this person here and that they did become a Director 300. You can count that. It doesn't have to be the person you personally enrolled. Okay? It could be anyone in that leg. Like we say, every dud knows a stud, right? Okay, it doesn't have to be someone. It could be someone way down here. Okay, as long as you have another Director 300 down a different leg, that would meet your requirement for bronze. Okay, now here's the deal: you could have 50 Director 300s in one leg. You can only count one down that leg. You would still have to have another one in a separate leg to have what we call a Director 300 down 2 separate legs. All right, so that combined with the 2,000 in your team structure, the pay leg in your team structure would make you a bronze executive, and you would start to receive the matching check commissions. You'd get the bronze executive pin, et cetera, et cetera. All right, silver, just more of the same. Director with 3,000 group volume in the pay team and 3 Director 300 legs. So there you are. 3,000 now in your pay team. You add the third Director 300 leg. Congratulations, you're now a silver. And then, of course, the gold is 5,000 group volume in the pay team and 4 Director 300 legs. So there you are. You've got 5,000 in the pay team. You add the 4th Director 300 leg, and congratulations, you are now a gold executive. Now, Boyd Matheson said, true character is the ability to stay focused on your goals long after the mood in which they were created has passed. Very, very important. Okay, if you keep continual, consistent action and activity on this structure will build out. Team structure will build out, matching structure, and you will achieve your goals. It's just like working out, exercising. This is not something you do for a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months. Okay. This is a 3 to 5 year plan, but if you continue and have the consistency and high activity over the next 3 to 5 years, you may not have to work again for the rest of your entire life and see your income and your residual income continue to grow even if you're not doing anything yourself. Okay, that's the power of leveraged income that this business model is able to provide. Now, I mean, in closing, just again, make you aware of some events and promotions coming up. I already talked about our international convention in September 12th through 14th down there in San Diego. Remember to take advantage of the $89 early bird special rate. That's good only till the end of this month. So I encourage you to get yours now and make it your goal to get as many people as possible there before the end of the month. And then, of course, our 2013 Star Valley Leadership Summit will be going here in just a few weeks to Star Valley, Wyoming. Congratulations to all the qualifiers for this event. It's going to be spectacular from what I understand. There's great fishing, other outdoor activities, skeet shooting, even whitewater rafting, and all these are optional, obviously, but it's a really elite resort. I mean, people come here from all over the world, top leaders and executives. They do a summit here where people have to have a net worth of over $100 million to attend this. And again, we are blessed to have our CEO as part owner of the Star Valley Ranch, and to be able to get here and to learn these very high-level leadership and strategic type business concepts. So I encourage you to, when you see this come out, they're going to do this again next year, to make a hard run for this and to be here, because you'll get some information I think that we all know is life-changing. I mean, every time you get a chance to be in front of Tyler or his father Vertus, Jim Pack, the whole gang there, it's just an incredible experience, and you always take away some things that no matter what you do in life, you'll be able to use. Okay. Sun and Sand 2013. If any of you have any interest in going to Hawaii, okay, this is the trip to go on. We did our very first diamond retreat here, kind of give you how significant this property is, and they're going back to it. I should tell you something about it. It's the Grand Hyatt in Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's the sunniest part of the island on the south shore there. And there's tons of lagoons to swim through. There's great excursions to choose from. We saw dolphins swimming along our catamaran as we went on a snorkel tour to helicopter tours. Tons of great activities you can choose from. Or if you just want to stay at the resort and have a spa treatment, again, ASEA picks up the tab for both you and your guest. Airfare, hotel, all meals, the 3 meals a day, and your activities. Again, you'll get the royal treatment. It's November 6th through 10th in Kauai, Hawaii. And you have up until September 20th, okay, 2013 to qualify for this, and I encourage you to make a hard run for it. I mean, the worst case scenario, you don't make it, but your business explodes, okay? And you may just say, hey, I made enough money, I'll just pay for my own plane ticket and go to Hawaii myself. Okay, so again, make a run for it, and hope to see you there. Bronze and gold executive base camps, incredible fun and education. The next one is October 17th through the 19th. It's up in Park City, Utah. Gorgeous place up there. Now, this is more business training. Okay, the Sun and Sand event, like the Hawaii event, that's more fun in the sun and feet in the sand, right? Toes in the sand. But probably about 80% fun, maybe 20%. Actually, not even 20%. You get maybe about 3-5 hours worth of some leadership training over the 4 days that you're there. Here, though, it's about 80% training and business skills development. And there is also some fun stuff. They'll have at least one fun activity, and then they'll have some great dinners and things like that. So be sure to qualify. It's going to end at the end of next month. If you qualify at the rank of bronze at least 4 times within any 10-week rolling period, just look back the last 10 weeks. If you hit bronze 4 times, you're going, okay? And it's an all-expense paid trip for you. All right. Now, in closing here, Bob Mowad said, you can't leave footprints in the sands of time if you're sitting on your butt. And who wants to leave butt prints in the sands of time? Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Now, I will open up the webinar here for any questions. If you are calling in just via the phone and would like to ask a question, do a *6. That will unmute your line. And I will also field any product-related questions if you have any product-related questions as well. But if not, then I will go ahead and wrap up and just give you a reminder about the next call, which is going to be Monday morning, 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. Be sure to check your emails for that. Do we have someone out there with a question?
Yeah, hi, Paul. This is Bob Bartosh from New York.
Yeah, hey, Bob. How can I help you?
Yeah, just a quick question on the new product usage guide. Is there a downloadable version of it, or is it something you have to order through the store?
There is, but for what they charge for it, and if you shoot me an email, let me get to my email slide. Should be an email because I do have a downloadable. I'm not sure if they post it in the back office, but I might be more than happy to email that. And that's anyone too on this webinar if you'd like a downloadable one. But it's small, it's square, it's designed to fit into the cases. So when you print it out, you've got some cutting to do and everything. And they charge, I think it's $7.50 for 30 of them that are printed on a very high gloss paper. And it's pretty impressive when you get the one off of the store there. Let me show you. Tools, brochures. Yeah, $7.25, and that's for 30 of them. So, or if you buy 10 of them, you get them for $6.25. So I mean, it's almost the cost of the ink and paper. I mean, a little bit more. But remember, this folds out to be six panels. So there's 3 on the front. It folds out once, twice. So it opens up 3 panels in the front, and then you got a couple panels on the back. So yeah, to print this out on a home computer, you'd be probably having a lot of labor involved. But I'd be more than happy to send it to you that way too. If you wanted to do it for someone electronically and they just want to keep it on their iPad, they could do it as well.
Is this something that's going to be included in the?
Yes. From my understanding, it will go out in the new cases once the current inventory of the current little instruction page is depleted.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Absolutely. You're welcome. Thank you. Anybody else out there? Any questions at all? Okay, going once, going twice. And if you're just calling in on the phone, if you want to do a *6, that will unmute your phone line, and we'll be able to hear you. Otherwise, once again, thanks everyone for tuning in, spending a little bit of your Saturday with us. Look forward to having you on the Leadership and Momentum call bright and early Monday morning. And even though it's entitled a leadership call, everybody here at ASEA is a leader. You are building your own business, and therefore make sure all of your associates end up being on that call so they can create a successful business for themselves as well. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Saturday and a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you later. Take care, everybody. Good night.